Sometimes, even the people we think we know best can surprise us. Moments of humor can suddenly turn serious when someone we thought we fully understood reveals something that changes everything. Mark Consuelos, our beloved morning show co-host, actor, and devoted husband, stunned both his fans and his wife, Kelly Ripa, with an emotional confession. It came out of nowhere, not after years of posing as the perfect couple, smiling for the cameras, or exchanging playful one-liners with Kelly. Few could have imagined the story hidden behind that bright exterior, a journey of emotion, from self-doubt to self-acceptance. More powerful than any interview was the look on Kelly's face when Mark shared his truth. As this story unfolds, you'll see a different side of Mark Consuelos and Kelly Ripa, one rarely glimpsed on television. So stay tuned, because you might just see love, and even yourself, in a new light. It all began quietly, during a recent taping of Live. The segment was supposed to be lighthearted, just another Tuesday morning filled with laughter and anecdotal family. But that day, something shifted. Mark's posture changed. His signature smile faded. He took a deep breath as if preparing to release something long kept inside. Then he said it. "I've spent most of my life trying to prove that I'm enough." The studio fell silent. Kelly looked over, eyes widening slightly, as if to ask, "Where is this going?" Mark continued, "There comes a point where success doesn't fill the void anymore. You smile for the cameras, but deep down you're still searching for something." This wasn't scripted, it wasn't planned. For the first time, Mark Consuelos let his guard down, and everyone watching could feel his vulnerability. To understand what led him there, you have to go back. Before Riverdale, before Live with Kelly and Mark, before all the fame. Mark came from a hard-working family. His parents, of Mexican and Italian heritage, taught him faith, perseverance, and humility. Nothing was handed to him. He earned every bit of it. He met Kelly Ripa on the set of All My Children in the 1990s, and sparks flew instantly. Their love story, young, passionate, almost cinematic, led to a quick wedding in Las Vegas. But behind the career success, Mark carried quiet insecurities. As Kelly's star rose, talk show host, best-selling author, one of America's most admired personalities, Mark began to question himself. Am I enough beside her? It wasn't jealousy. It was something deeper. The universal pain of wondering whether your best is truly seen even by the person who loves you most. Fame brought its own pressure. Every smile had to be flawless, every gesture scrutinized. Mark once admitted that sometimes he felt like an extra in someone else's movie. The more the world praised Kelly's charm and brilliance, the more Mark felt overshadowed, like he was always Kelly Ripa's husband rather than his own name. Yet he adored her deeply. That paradox, loving someone fully while wrestling with self-doubt, became his quiet struggle. That morning, he finally said it aloud. Kelly didn't interrupt. She didn't laugh it off. She just listened, hands clasped, expression soft. The silence between them spoke volumes. It was the silence of understanding. When he finished, Kelly leaned in and whispered, "You've always been enough. You don't need anyone else to tell you that." The audience erupted in applause. For viewers, this wasn't just another sweet live moment. It was real. It was raw. Later, Mark explained his spontaneous confession. "I didn't plan to say that. It just came out. But maybe someone out there needed to hear it." Kelly opened up to People magazine afterwards, saying her shock wasn't about what he said, but that he chose to say it live. "Mark's the most self-assured person I've ever known," she said with a smile. "He's my rock." Still, few understand the quiet strain fame brings, especially when one half of the couple joins the other's spotlight. When Mark officially became Kelly's co-host, he entered her domain, her show, her audience, her legacy. Kelly admitted later that he was nervous. He was afraid people would see him as just my sidekick. But I told him, you could never be that. That day, he finally believed it. His honesty rippled far beyond the studio. The entertainment press, usually obsessed with red carpets and gossip, suddenly focused on something rare: vulnerability. Social media flooded with comments, especially from men, who said, "I feel that way too." Mark had voiced something quietly universal: the desire to feel like the hero of your own life, even when you deeply admire your partner's success. In the weeks afterwards, fans noticed a change. The show felt different, lighter, warmer, more balanced. Kelly often turned to Mark first, asking his thoughts, highlighting his achievements, reminding him and everyone that he was more than a co-host. And Mark, he seemed freer. It wasn't a breakdown, it was a breakthrough. By naming his fear, he took away its power. He stopped trying to be enough and started just being himself. This story was never about a bad day on television. It was about the truth of long-term love, imperfect, evolving, real. It's not about looking flawless. It's about facing what's broken together and finding strength in the cracks. Mark Consuelos' emotional moment on Live with Kelly and Mark wasn't just television history. It was a reminder that vulnerability is courage, and that even love in the spotlight has shadows. And sometimes it's those shadows that make the light shine brighter.